Is my camera showing up, or is it a black screen for you guys? Hey, Michael.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Good.
Can you see my camera, or is it a black screen?
I'm seeing a black screen, Will.
Okay. Shelly, I'm gonna try to leave and come back real quick.
Hi, Raphael.
Bye, everybody.
Hello.
Hey there. I know Bob and Annie had both said that they were coming.
Okay.
So guess we'll give them a couple more minutes. Shelley, do you know if anyone besides those two had said they were coming?
Keely said she was coming as well.
Okay. So how's everyone's Tuesday?
Just
Oh, wonderful.
About a Tuesday?
Up Halloween decorations and it's like 80 degrees outside.
You know, like one more day of snow would be nice around now, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Even
Sure,
see
Bob.
me. Sorry, I was having trouble getting the connections
No worries.
for some reason.
Shelley, do we need
Who else
five?
are we expecting?
Annie and Keely both said they'd make it.
We need one more for a quorum.
Okay.
Good to see you, Joe.
Yeah, good to see you all. I cut out of the water and sewer board meeting, so I could be here. Hopefully,
We'll make our meeting so much more interesting that you won't miss them at all, you know.
Right.
I'm missing them all anymore real quick.
Well, I've got to know about that hot rod you're sitting in there. What kind of vehicle is that?
No, it's the DeLorean from the Back to the Future.
What is that parked in your driveway?
Well, I'm just sitting in it over here, you know.
I saw AMC on the back of the headrest there. That's what I thought it was.
No, it's DMC.
Yeah, we've been having fun with the backgrounds at work, so I had this one.
Cool. I haven't seen that one.
You can take us all for a virtual ride.
Yeah,
Where do you guys want to go?
little time travel never hurt anybody,
That's
right?
right.
So I just sent them all an email. So hopefully one of them gets back to me that they're logging on.
I've got
If in any time we never had a quorum, what would we do? Just have a casual conversation and then table everything until the next meeting?
I mean, really, if we don't have a quorum, we just have to basically cancel the meeting. You know,
Okay.
I mean, if we all want to socialize here, you know, I've got
Okay.
my cup of coffee, so I'm
I
ready
see.
for this.
There you go.
But yeah, that would be the policy, is we just
Got
basically cancel it. Hopefully that doesn't happen though, because we have a couple of things that we really should talk
Make a
about.
decision or two, huh?
Yeah.
Well, since we're waiting, can I ask a question since Joe's here too? Do
Sure.
we Is Englewood, what's the Halloween situation? Do we know yet? Are they like trick-or-treating or not trick-or-treating?
I don't think there's definitely no Englewood rule against it. I don't think Tri-County or the state have made any specific like rules about what you can or can't do in terms of trick-or-treating. Though I have heard different recommendations that they want you to wear masks and that kind of thing. But I can't say that I know specifics other than that. But certainly
Okay.
we're not. Yeah, and and there wouldn't be any legal enforcement. I don't think there would be any state requirement that wouldn't allow it. So I think Halloween's on go.
All right.
And I did get an email, I think today, that like the trunk or treating, like city run thing is still happening. So I would assume that's a positive for Halloween in
Where
general.
are they going to do that?
I think it's the second floor of the Civic Center parking lot.
Ah, down right by the Civic Center then. Cool.
Yeah, you can't cancel Halloween for the kids. That's not a good idea.
So we installed some like vinyl flooring, and so I have this very long cardboard tube. So we're gonna like decorate it and then like send candy down.
Well, Bob, since you're the chair, I'll let you decide, but how long do you want to wait on the rest of them?
I'm trying to see. I thought I had Seeley's phone number, but I'm not pulling it up. Can't think of her last name either.
Sugden.
That's it. Okay, I've got it. Let me see. Let's give it a couple more minutes. And then maybe you can go back to sewer and water, Joe.
Also,
Very exciting meeting. So
also, just as an FYI, before everyone loads in, Annie as well as Keely both are not renewing their spots on the board. So we'll have 2 spots open if you guys have anyone who might be interested in joining.
Seeley's getting on now.
Okay.
I don't right now. I think I'm going to go out and go door to door. That'll be a real trick-or-treater.
Trick-or-treating for board members.
KEB.
I mean, like, is it a treat or a trick?
You said she was hopping on now, Bob?
Pardon?
You said she was hopping on now?
Yeah, she said I forgot I'm going to get on. I keep looking at emails to find the Zoom opening, and then I remembered that for this one, it's in the calendar, so I had to. She needs the link.
I can send it to her.
I can't copy the link off my calendar.
I just sent it to her.
Okay. So where do you get those backgrounds? Just on the web?
Yeah, you just look. So we use Teams at work. But yeah, you just look like meeting background or Teams background or Zoom meeting background.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Let me see if I have a cool
Mine
one.
doesn't really work that well. That's why you see my real background here.
There she is.
There she is.
Hi, sorry.
No worries.
How you
Not
doing,
a
Keely?
problem. We just needed a quorum. So you made us.
Thank
You
you.
made my day, Keely.
Well,
Do we need a roll call, Shelley?
We do. I'll go ahead and take roll call. Now, Keely,
Keely Sugden, yeah, is present.
Bob,
Bob Stevenson here.
Michael,
Michael Chisholm here.
Annie,
Not here.
Hetty,
Not here.
Rachel,
Here.
Cara, Raphael,
Here.
Joe Anderson,
Present.
and Will. We have a quorum.
here.
Wonderful. Thank you. I guess the first thing we have to do is approve the minutes.
I move to approve.
I've got to
Second.
find my agenda.
So Michael first, Rachel second.
Yes. Do I have a vote to approve, please? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, the minutes are approved. I'm trying to pull up my agenda here. Somehow I lost it. The main thing that
Do you want me to tell you what's
we
next? on there?
wanted to do is set up a new meeting time. Is 6:30, would that be better for you, Joe, to finish up that other meeting?
Yeah, and I'll just, if I could just make a couple of comments about that, just as a background, when we selected board liaisons as a council, KEB was listed at 6:30, and so I didn't know it was at 5:30 when I selected it, which is the reason I haven't been able to be here. And over the last few months, you guys may be aware that we've been doing master plans for all of our stormwater and water and sewer and rate increases and all of that. So that's all been going on at water and sewer, which is why I've kind of prioritized that the last few months. So
Yeah.
this is by way of apology. I wish I could be here more. Value this board and am happy to be here today. And if we could switch it to 6:30, that would make it possible for me to do both. I did bring this before council, and that was their recommendation. I tried to see, I asked if anyone would be able to switch. I said I would love to do both, and they said, well, just bring it to the board and see if they'd be willing to move it to 6:30 so you can do both. So that's kind of why I ended up requesting that. So hopefully that's workable for you guys. If for some reason it's not possible, then I'll bring it back to council again and see if we can do some switcheroos or something like that to make it possible for me or another council member to be here.
Okay. Keely, I think you were the one that had a problem, right?
Yeah, but I think I'm not gonna, my term expires in January, so
Mhm.
I don't want to hold you guys up if that's gonna work for everybody else.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. More than okay with it.
It doesn't affect me. In fact, in some ways that might work better. And then, if you had to leave early or something, Keely, that would not be a problem, I don't think. And we try to keep it to an hour anyway. Does anyone else have any problems
No,
that we
that's
know
okay.
of? So, and Annie will be stepping away also. So we need to, I think it would be good to at least go back to the original 6:30 and then we can deal with anything coming up, but then for new members, they would count on that time anyway. So I will entertain a motion that we move the meetings to 6:30.
So move.
Mike has made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Rafael has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All opposed? And Keely refrained. So I would say the motion is carried. We will start next meeting at 6:30.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for accommodating. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, well, we want to have you here if at all possible. So,
No, I appreciate Joe making the effort because I really feel it's just positive to hear what council's thinking and doing, giving us some feedback and vice versa. So I just think we need to listen to each side more. So thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
okay. Our next item on the agenda is the leaf collection. And Will, do I understand that we need some help from 8 to 1 on Saturday, the 31st?
That's correct.
Do it.
Rachel, you can?
Not for, but I'm available.
Yeah, I'm available too if you need.
I think the more the merrier. And then if we, I'm planning on making it, but the way my life's been going, I can't guarantee anything, but if we get started at 8 o'clock and we have plenty of people, then, you know, if somebody has to leave or go do something, I think that would be quite acceptable. Does that give us enough, at least to get started, Will?
Yeah, it's enough to get started. If we had, you know, one or two either, you know, people you
My
guys
neighbor
know,
did
and
it.
I can send out an email to the people who volunteered at the HHW as well and see.
Can we use the volunteer portal just to
Yeah.
send them a heads up?
Yeah, I'll put that up there tomorrow or
That would be great.
Thursday.
Great.
Yeah.
Will, do you have me signed up for that? I can't remember if I officially volunteered or not.
I think you did.
Okay, I thought I did.
Yeah, you definitely were there. So yeah, I'll put it up as another event on there, and so
Okay.
that'll be a good way to test it and see
All
how
right.
it works.
Okay.
For repeat.
Great.
Yeah, let's test that and see,
Mhm.
and see if we get some response, because
Yeah.
even one or two would be fantastic.
Yeah, and and Bob, if you don't mind, if I can kind of go into the next part
Right.
about, but yeah, I met on site with the group that does it, and so they're kind of hoping that we can have between about 4 and 6 volunteers at kind of a minimum for it. So if everyone who's already said they could came, I think we'd be okay. But again, it's a more the merrier kind of situation as far as this one goes. But as far as kind of difference for this year, they asked us as well as the city of Littleton to help cover some of the cost for the event, and so they're asking basically for $1,000 per city to cover that. That's mainly for having to be open on that day and all of the crew that they have come for it. The good news is with that is that we can kind of ask them to do a little more, a few more things. They were, and talking to them on site, they were a little more conscious about needing to, give people a little more space since not everyone is used to walking around on giant equipment and things like that. So
Yeah.
So hopefully, it seems like they're understanding that that's been a problem for the last 2 years, and getting better at it. So hopefully that will be a little better this year. And it seems to be between the 2 years ago and last year, it seemed to have gotten better.
So you can take those monies just out of our budget then? Do we need to make a
Yeah. So the motion would be, so the motion would be to request the community development director to spend $1,000 on the LEAF event.
Can't we use the grant for that? Do we still have money left from it, or how do you work?
It all that kind of goes into our general budget. So it's really the same pot at this point.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion that we give them $1,000 to facilitate the LEAF collection for October 31st. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I need a second now.
Well, Raphael and
Well,
Michael
second,
both
yeah.
at the same time, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take that. Actually, let's make Raphael the motion and give
Okay.
Mike the second this time.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Then the motion is carried. So that pretty much covers what we're, up against for the next couple of agenda items. We did have one other thing that I thought we needed to look at, and that would be the Christmas lighting. I was trying to remember if we had looked at a date that we were going to do that.
You know, I
And
think we decided that, like, is it in our notes anywhere? Because I think we decided that a long time ago. I might
Yeah,
We did. Y'all had voted to move it to the 15th.
to the
So,
15th. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I
so
have.
the third Tuesday rather than the second.
The third Tuesday. And so are we in the hopper? Will we have another citizen out by then that will list this, or do you know?
You know,
I've lost-
I apologize, between this meeting and last meeting, I forgot to look into that. It'll be first on my list tomorrow. And we'll see.
Okay,
I don't think so, Will, but we can always do Facebook and all the
Yeah,
other.
and all the other ones.
Yeah.
That seems to be the way we've gotten most of our ones anyways, but yeah.
so we'll have it, even if we don't have the citizen, we will have the electronic or the social advertising,
Mhm.
correct?
Correct.
And then we will aim to do the judging on the 15th.
Correct.
And I think we will probably, in this age of COVID, it would be better for all of us to drive instead of use a city van or get together.
I will not complain about not having to drive a bus this year.
Yeah, so we'll aim for that on the 15th. And were we planning on giving prizes? I think we decided that we were going to do it again.
That should be fine.
Okay,
We might want to vote on that in the next meeting, just so we have it on paper, but
yes. Would you mind making sure that's on the agenda?
Yeah.
For the next meeting. And then with changes coming up in, with new members and stuff, I think also at the next meeting, it would be good to start looking at what our purpose is and how we can really maybe hone in on what we want to accomplish, and see if there's some areas that we could look at to facilitate things happening in the city. One of the things, since you're here, Joe, I'm interested in is the single trash hauler process. Is the city moving forward on that?
Yeah, there's currently a committee, a single hauler trash committee that I believe is in the RFP process to figure out what the actual costs would be. That's going to come back to council at some point, I think in the fairly near future, though I'm not exactly sure where the committee stands on that.
Okay. Could you make a note to email me if you see anything on that? I've been in and out of town a lot, and I'm trying to get a handle on some of these ongoing things. Where our interest in this would be is to facilitate recycling and to really coordinate a recycling program that has some teeth in it, or that we can really make it more productive, I guess, for the recycling agenda. And I think recycling as a whole is really hurting right now, and it's something that both KAB and us need to take a look at, I think. And then if there's other issues that you're thinking that might fit into the KEB umbrella, let's brainstorm about that in the next couple of meetings, especially the next one, because that'll be on November. And then just to kind of give us a foundation headed into the new year, and maybe a new sense of direction or anything else. So
Yeah, certainly
just
I'll bring some
think-
things back, and I'm looking right now in my email to see if I can find anything about the single hauler thing, if there's anything I don't remember. But yeah, I'll certainly bring some ideas back to you if you guys want to explore a little bit about ways we could all collaborate with the city. I'd love to have that discussion.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm really interested in, is to use this committee as a funnel for input into the council on various issues, and even starting new programs or whatever. I think it could be a very good avenue for that.
Well,
Like, yes.
I had
Not
a
a
question,
problem.
for instance, that I researched about plastic bags, you know, and I learned there is like something in the Colorado statute that actually somehow kind of prevents like the prohibition of plastic bags, which is insane in its way. But I know that some cities have actually found a way to like ban them, or at least tax them or put a fee on them. So I was wondering if we can do such a thing in Englewood, because apparently, you know, even though it's like in the statute, you can go around it. So I was wondering why we still have like plastic bags, and like when we can do something about it.
Yeah, and I would hope to do that, but with COVID, I don't know. I think everybody's put their stuff on hold because everybody's so worried about touching things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but
You know,
I mean, paper
but-
bags are the same.
oh, I agree with you totally, but it might be something to look at, like maybe in the second quarter next year.
Yeah.
Or I mean, starting on it, it takes forever to get anything done. So doing all the homework and stuff would be good,
Yeah.
you know, and getting ready for when we can tackle it, because it's just,
Yeah.
I've just seen so much more of the disposable stuff since COVID hit, and it's so disheartening.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's terrible because like it seems like, all right, we didn't need that. You know, we do
Yeah.
need to improve the way
Yeah.
plastic is used, and
Yeah.
it's just
When I was back in New York, I never could figure out because part of it seemed to be the city or some entity had instituted a fee, and some grocery stores were charging for bags, and some were using paper. The last time I was at King Soopers, they said they were completely out of paper, which I think is company-wide, because I noticed that both Fresh Fare out there at University in Hamden, and when I went to the downtown one, they said they were out too. So, you know, and the last time we were up in, I think it was Summit County, they had instituted a bag fee, and they were charging a nickel a bag if you wanted a bag. So I thought, you know, it's all over the place, and that's a great place for us to maybe start looking at it, just like you're saying, Keely, even if we can't implement it right away, to have it before council and have them chewing on it would be a good thing. So that's something that we might discuss in
That's how
November and continue
that's
on.
how we work. That's
Thank
how we
you.
did it in France. It took a few years, and like first of all, they just put like you know, they make you pay for a plastic bag if you drive have a plastic bag, and then eventually a few years after, they actually banned them. Like you don't even have them. So by the time, you know, people are understanding that you have to pay for a plastic bag, then they think about bringing a reusable bags. So it's
Yep.
not going to happen like in a month. Obviously, it takes a few years to make people comfortable with the idea and make them think about also bringing their own
Right.
bags. So you don't have to like have a lack of paper bags or anything like this. It
Yeah.
takes time to put in place.
I know I always bring my bags, and a lot of stores, especially at the beginning of COVID, wouldn't let me use them.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
better
we
now because
had
I
an
always bring my
interesting-
reusable one, and they let me do it.
Yeah.
You know, some
Yeah.
stores, if you pack your own groceries, they'll let
Yeah.
you use your own bags.
Yeah, it's
But
just a
that-
matter of
That's gonna really limit people doing it, you know?
that's crazy
Yep.
though. I mean, you should be able to pack your own food. I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
And that's what
people
happened to
don't
us.
wanna do
at,
it because
Yeah.
of that,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
Well, anyway, it just
Yeah.
That's
I had
what
a
happened to
question.
us at King Supers. They let us pack our own and they just watched us, and I was perfectly happy to do that. So
Yeah.
we're going to start doing exactly that. Mike, you had a,
Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 questions. One is to Joe. Does the council have the stomach for getting involved in this? In other words, if we said, I'm just making this up, but if you said, gee, paper bags are at a premium, we could come up with some artwork or some type of Englewood sustainability message. If we ever get that grant, maybe we could even buy paper bags and give them to the supermarkets. And then when COVID's over, we could take that message off the paper bags and put it on the recycle bags. But it would be crazy for us to do that if this was low priority for the council. I mean, that's an example of where we're either rowing in the same direction or we're not. So, I mean, I don't know. That's another reason why I like Joe being at these meetings is, you know, what priority would the city give to some type of model or a plan for pushing sustainability and working with the supermarkets on getting away from plastic bags, because that's what I think we're all saying we would like to do is get away from plastic bags in Englewood. Or is that just not a good idea at this point in time?
I think that city council would be interested in having that discussion. If you look at our strategic plan, sustainability initiatives are a priority for the city. I think a lot of it is kind of bandwidth issues. You know, right now we have single hauler trash and
Right.
you know, a bunch of infrastructure stuff we're dealing with. So when we could get to it would be
Okay.
the question. But it's certainly something I think discuss. I don't know where the council members would land, but it's certainly something that I think council would be open to discussing.
Well, and
Yeah,
again,
I think-
if we ever had the money, I was going to ask Will if we've heard from KAB, but if the time came where we had some seed money, you could do a pilot program or get something started.
I believe as of last week, the funding all came through. So
Great.
pretty good to go.
Thank you.
I guess I should have led with that at the beginning.
But that's good to know.
Mhm.
yeah, and I think our agenda, Joe, would be just to let you guys know that we're fomenting a revolution down here, and you know, just something that you would want to be aware of and to go as it worked out, basically, I think. So, you know, this is not something that we want to prioritize ahead of, you know, getting good drainage and
Right.
getting the sewers fixed, et cetera, but something that we think that we could look at and at least bring before the council. And that's my basic agenda in any of this, to at least get it on the table and then let the chips fall where they may.
I remember for kind of the city center, as well as I think the single trash hauler, we kind of wrote like a letter basically stating our opinion and gave it to, I think it was Amy for both of those at that point.
Yeah.
That's something we'd maybe want to look into doing again for this.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's something that we can do. Okay, well, I think we're at a good place. Keep your thinking caps on. This is great. This is a good start even tonight. And then next meeting in November, we will chew this a little more and see how we want to proceed. And we will start at 6:30 then. Are there any other things that we would like to discuss? Will, anything up from staff?
Nope. Just if you hadn't already said you could make it to the Halloween thing, and you decide you can later on in the week, let me know. But other than that, or for the leaf, sorry, not the Halloween. It's on the same day, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, other than
How
that,
do we get information just so where to go?
yeah, I can send that all to you. It'll be 8 to 1 at A1 Organics, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little tricky to find it, but if you have maps, you'll find it.
Yeah, definitely Google Maps
Kind
it.
of weird way back there.
I'm looking right now. Thanks, guys.
And
Okay.
I do have one thing. Since I'm not going to be renewing in January, I just don't know if we're going to want to keep on the education series. And if anybody wants to think about that in the next couple months, if you're interested in taking it over, and I'd be happy to, talk to whoever that might be and fill you in on what we've been doing, since we haven't done anything this year. We set it up, but then we couldn't do anything. So no new people would see kind of what we've been doing and what we were looking at. Because I feel like it was successful the 2 previous years. So I'd love to see it continue.
And we had a pretty good successful Zoom webinar, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have that. Yeah, we did have that.
Yeah. So, excuse me, that's something that we will want to look at for sure. Okay. Joe, anything from council? I think you've had pretty much an input.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to add unless you guys have any other questions. All right. Thanks for switching the
Okay.
time.
No problem.
We appreciate you being here. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Somebody else.
I messed. Can't even think of the words right now. Let's adjourn.
Okay.
I second.
Works for me.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Bye.
Right?
And let's
Okay.
call it adjourned, and I'm gonna go watch the senators candidates debate. Thanks a
Good
lot.
luck.
All right. See y'all.
All right. Talk to you guys
Bye-bye.
later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. So long.